Hey everyone! This time we are going to look at Nintendo Player's Guide Super Mario All-Stars. This one was released in 1993 and is a strategy guide for Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario Bros. 3, and Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels. The story of Super Mario Bros. 2, both the US and the Japanese version, has been told elsewhere, and honestly has been told much better than I could possibly tell it, so I'm just going to kind of skip that for right now. The book does focus a lot on the Lost Levels, mostly because it was the new one at the time, so we hadn't seen it before in the US, and it's really great that they spent so much time going over it, just because there were a lot of things that they probably had to explain with this one, especially if you got this game, started up the Lost Levels because you didn't know what it was, and just hated it because of how, incredibly hard it is, and possibly how bad you were at it. So a few things that I really like about this is that they show you the layout for every level. And that can help out quite a bit when you're trying to figure out exactly what path you should take or just what is going to be ahead of you in this level. It always feels a little weird to me to see a strategy guide for a platformer because I always just kind of expected people would, try to get through these through trial and error. But I guess people liked strategy guides for these, or at least, bought them because especially Nintendo, they kept making them. So the book goes over the different enemies, items, and kind of the basics for each game. It's nice that they do that, especially if, you hadn't played the games before or you hadn't played them in a while and you just kind of needed a refresher for them. Each game is color-coded, which is kind of nice, so you can kind of skip around in the book to get to the right game that you want. You don't need to, kind of thumb through it to get to the right one. You can just go straight to the blue for Super Mario Bros. 2, or the green for the Lost Levels, and the yellow for Super Mario Bros. 3. So while a lot of the tips and tricks for these games are pretty well known now, it's nice that they included these, especially back in 1993 when maybe you hadn't discovered them all or you just weren't aware of some of them, like the one-up tricks in some of these games. It's nice that they're here. Now you don't really need something like this because most of this is going to be up on the internet. Again, back in 93 or even 94 and 95, you didn't really have that option for the most part. Some people did, but for somebody like me and for a lot of my friends, we didn't have the internet, so we were left to our own devices to try to figure this stuff out. So I mentioned there's a big focus on the lost levels, which makes a lot of sense. One thing that I was a little, not really upset, but a little bit confused by was that the first Super Mario Brothers, and then Super Mario Brothers 2 in the US both got about the same amount of time. I'm not really sure why. I'm guessing maybe there wasn't as much to say about Super Mario Brothers 2, but it just kind of felt a little bit weird. One last thing about just what the book includes. It has some sections in here for advanced techniques, and then they also have a more advanced techniques for Super Mario Bros. 3. I'm not really sure why they did that, but they're the ones that are making up the different labels and everything, and they're organizing the book, so go for it. I would have just thrown them in there, maybe under tips and tricks, but whatever. It's their book. They want to lay it out however they want to, so whatever. So Nintendo did a really good job with all these different players' guides, especially early on when they clearly didn't really know what they wanted from it. I was able to find one of the original ones, so I'll go over that at some point. Anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it up. There's not really much more to say about this, as each of these games has probably been talked to death, and you can get more information on them somewhere else. So I'll talk to you all later, and have a great day, everybody.